Hi guys, and welcome to my latest Star Trek Good Deed feed video. Today I'm going to be talking about specifically one character who does an unexpected couple of good deeds. Now before I go into that, I just wanted to talk about an unexpected good deed that I had to do, well, not so long ago. I was coming home from work and I was on my way to the station. Now where I go down to the station, it's a massive hill and you have different paths going down. Now as I was going down, there was a lady with a baby in a pram, and she was going down. I said, "Are you okay? Do you need any help?" Because she looked like she was struggling a bit. She says, "Oh no, it's fine, it's fine." And when it came to where a couple of the paths join onto big steps going straight down, literally facing you is the station. I said, "Are you sure you don't need a hand? Because there's quite a lot of steps, getting the baby down, could have, woken the baby up." Or she goes, "Oh yeah, is that okay?" I said, "Oh yeah, absolutely, no problem." So I literally helped her the rest of the way, lifting up the pram for her until we got down to the last steps where the pavement was. She goes, "Oh, thank you so much." I said, "That's no problem, you have a nice day." And it's just those sorts of things which are unexpected good deeds that can happen at any time. And I wanted to sort of just tell you that because it was quite nice in the fact that you never know what's going to happen with things like that. And, it's just helping people and taking those opportunities as they come. An unexpected, I say really good deed, but mainly from an unexpected person comes in the form of Q. Yes, the omnipotent being that we all love or we all hate. This actually comes from the episode of Deja Q, which is in The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 13. The basic plot of the episode is that the Enterprise are trying to help a planet where their orbit, the moon is out of orbit of their planet, and if it actually hits their planet, then it's going to cause a lot of devastation. And at first they think it's Q, because Q is then deposited on the Enterprise and he's lost all his powers because he's an omnipotent being. The Q Continuum have chucked him out and they've got rid of all his powers, so now he's mortal. And this is a key episode for Q because it's a turning point for him. Because before, if you've watched them, he was in a few other episodes, he would always torment the Enterprise crew, all for his own sort of ends. It would always sort of be an underlying point to what he was sort of doing. But in this episode, after this one, he still does what he does, but Q's always had a sort of fascination with humanity, and in particular Picard. And him being human, being mortal like them, he's always seen sort of the characteristics that humanity possesses of sort of like compassion and that sort of thing is to be a weakness. But I think in a way he sort of sees it as a strength, because throughout the episode he's struggling to deal with his mortality, and Data actually becomes his sort of professor of humanities. And throughout, Q's just sort of, he experiences new things, like what it's like to be hungry, he's in pain, and he's very vulnerable. And, and he sort of starts to understand what it's like to actually be a human, and it's not necessarily actually always, a bad thing, in the sense that, compassion can be a strength as well. So an example is Data actually saves Q. And Q suddenly realises to himself, why did he do that? Why did he do that for me? Because that's what we do. Even though he's not human, he embodies the best characteristics of humanity. So Q's like, oh, he makes a better human than I am. And Q actually thinks of sacrificing himself because there's a species that are after him because he tormented them. And it's that sort of thing that just changes Q. His whole sort of journey is coming to understand humans better and putting himself in their shoes. And one of the things that he does is he makes Data laugh, in the sense that Data always wanted to be human and he doesn't have the emotions. And to repay him, Q actually gives him the gift of laughter, just for literally 30 seconds. but it was like a wonderful feeling. But the key point is, right at the end of the episode, the moon is turned to the planet's orbit, and the scientists on the planet contact Picard, say, "Oh, we don't know how you've done it, but thank you." And Picard's like, "I beg your pardon?" And it turns out it was actually Q, and then Picard says, "Oh, maybe there's sort of like a residue of humanity in Q after all." Q sort of jokes, "Oh well, you know, it's sort of, I wouldn't bet on it, Picard." But since then, you know, everything that he does for a reason. He helps out Picard later in a certain life choice that he makes and how things could have been different. And like I said, he's always had that sort of interest in humanity, and particularly the Enterprise crew. And that was just a real big turning point for me in, you know, what Q actually did, you know, giving Data that wonderful gift. Because throughout his whole life, Data never had that. And it's like suddenly like sort of realising within yourself the potential that you have and the unexpectedness of you know, of things you never discovered about yourself. And I think that's what it was like for Q. I mean, he hides it behind a facade of you know, sort of mockery and all that sort of thing. But deep down, it's unexpected. And I think, you know, the point is that you can discover things within yourself that you never realised. And in some ways, unless you're in that position, you can never maybe truly understand. I think maybe that's part of what the episode is trying to put across, and making Q does what he does. So yeah, that is really the good deeds that I wanted to talk about today. Just a bit about Q, because I think it's quite interesting in how his character develops henceforth from there on. And you know, that's the episode for me where I actually started to understand and like Q more, because when it first died, I didn't like him. Simon can attest to that. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed listening and watching, and I'll be back soon with another good deed. And I'm thinking of venturing down some, well, I say unexpected tracks myself, in terms of the series on, well, the next thing I'm going to pick next, which I won't say, but hey, you'll have to find out. But until then, I'll see you soon. Bye.